Could this be the club fitting secret that Ben Hogan and Lee Trevino used for ball striking greatness? So I'm back out here at beautiful Superstition Mountain with Chad Dietz from Foreward Golf, and today we're talking a little bit about Ben Hogan, Lee Trevino, and some of what they did with their golf clubs to strike the ball like almost nobody in history has.
There's no two better swings that I can think of that I like to watch on video.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about their golf clubs. What was unique about their clubs?
Yeah, so some of the studies that I've done is it seems that a lot of the guys in that era, but specifically them, played golf clubs that are very flat lie angle. And when you look at some of the movement patterns that they do, it kind of makes some sense. Really shallow in transition, have a lot of a heavy pivot in the golf swing. Handle nice and low, an aesthetic that I like to see in a golf swing. I know you like that look in a golf swing.
Love it.
And there's a lot of kind of interesting arguments to, you know, not only that they played flat clubs, but like, what is the advantage to a flat golf club?
We were having an interesting conversation a little while ago, and you made a comment. You said, if golf clubs could talk, what would they say?
Yes, sir.
Let's go down that rabbit hole just a little bit. So if an upright golf club could talk, what is it telling me?
Yeah, I would think an upright golf club is going to cause me to stand closer to the ball, hands way more vertical, and when I come and hit it, I wouldn't want to extend and try to get that toe back down into the ground, try to get the club to lay flat. Yeah.
This kind of a look.
Things that people struggle with all the time. When I see a flat golf club, you know, everyone's a little different, but most people are going to stand a little further from it. Hands are going to sit a little bit lower. And they're going to stay in some sort of flexion and keeping their hand. It's going to promote them to move their body a little different.
Flatter golf club. Club needs to work a little more around me.
Absolutely.
Club that's working more around me requires me to pivot more and stay down more.
Absolutely.
Things I love in the golf swing.
100%. So when I, started following things that I like to see in golf swings, I came across this kind of idea, and I would say that me changing the specs of my clubs into flatter lie angle certainly helped me achieve some of the dynamics that I was looking for. All right, so what I have here is I have a golf club that is 5 degrees upright. So this is going to be sitting right around 66 degree on the lie angle. And this club right here is 6 degrees flat, which is going to be right around 57 degree lie angle. So massively different. What I want you to do is I want you to hit one shot with the upright, one shot with the flat. And let's just see what happens here, because there's a few things that can happen. These are 7-irons. Yep, standard 7-iron. Now some people will grab this one and they'll let the toe be way up off the ground.
Okay, Chad, so I've got the 5 upright in hand. Let's just kind of see what happens.
Okay.
So first thing I notice, for me, I see that it's not going to work, but I'm just going to hit it and see where the ball goes.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I almost shanked it.
Yep.
But I shanked it left somehow.
He missed it left, which is what we thought might happen. Now, what's interesting is, again, I think this has to do with you being a better player, is you're not going to let that club dictate your setup. You're saying, Chad, I'm going to set up to where I know I'm right, and I can just see right away that club looks way too upright.
Yeah, I know where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable setting up about right here, and to me that, it just looks like if I hit this golf ball, the ball's going to go over there.
Yes, it will.
Which it does every time.
Well, what's interesting is some people will grab that club and stand much closer to it and change their setup because they think like, well, isn't the club supposed to lay flat? So again, a more uneducated golfer could grab an upright golf club and kind of set themselves up into kind of a weird situation just to set up for it.
Yep.
Now here's a flat club.
So this one is 6 flat?
That's 6 flat.
So these are 11 degrees different in lie angle.
11 degrees different, yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now, immediately this one looks better, but it looks more flat than what I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
So I feel like, if anything, I'll probably miss slightly right.
Yep.
Or hit it pretty darn straight.
Yeah, right at the flagstick. So yes, at address, you could see that club just looked like it was hugging the ground. There was no toe up off the ground at all. But we also know that that shaft is going to have a little bit of toe droop in there. So we do want to have a little, doesn't need to be perfectly flat on the ground. There's a little bit of wiggle room there. What we do is we play a simple game of better or worse. When we look at the 2 shots to hit with the upright club versus the 1 shot there, which one do you think was better?
The one that hit the middle of the face and went straight.
Absolutely, that's what we want. Hitting the middle of the face and getting the good result is going to shed a little bit more light that your club is performing the proper way. Now we got the golden ticket.
Tell me a little bit about the golden ticket. What is this thing?
So the golden ticket is a club that I've been experimenting with. So there's a few things that I know for sure about my game. I'm flat lie angle, I'm low bounce. I've been writing some prescriptions for good players who swing really fast, for lightweight and not super duper stiff. So I want to do my due diligence to make sure that the prescriptions that I'm writing can be played well. So this is a club that I made. It's really whippy, it's really light, it's really flat, and it's got low bounce.
How flat are we talking?
That's about 6 flat. So I've been playing 6 flat for, you know, about 8 to 10 years now. And like I said, as soon as they get a little too upright, I get in big trouble. Let's see. That's Tiger Strike.
That's Tiger Strike.
That is Tiger Strike. Now here's an interesting concept. So how many different ways can you match up a golf swing to produce a good shot?
Infinite.
Infinite. I don't know if it's infinite, but this is a matchup in itself. If I give you a shaft that is super stiff and super heavy, I might have to go flatter than if I do something light and whippy, because I'm getting so much. It's all about where we are at impact with the dynamics, right? Where are we in that time and space? So I've noticed that you can actually piece this together a little bit. If I go with the real thick grip, I might not have to chase it with as much upright. Again, if I put too many things to move your ball to the right, and then you'll just flare it to the right. If I do too many things to correct your fade, now you'll just pull everything. There's a blend here.
Well, I'm 2 for 2 with your club. Dead perfect.
Makes you wonder, right? Give you one more. If he does 3, he's gonna have to play ladies flex or something. I don't know.
If I do 3, I'm playing ladies flex. Is that what this is?
It's pretty dang close.
What length is it? Standard length?
It's over length.
Over length.
Over length. I play all my clubs over length.
Over length, ladies flex, and 6 flat?
Yes.
And it's dead perfect. Okay.
Well, 2 of them were. Let's see if we get one more.
Oh, that one went right.
Okay, let's see where the strike was.
It was the same place.
Yes, beautiful. So there is a very nice strike. Ball went out to the right a little bit. So again, it's just about a fine balance. That makes me think, well, what if you just bent that thing just a hair? There's all kinds.
That time I actually swung full speed, and it felt like the shaft wasn't quite enough to keep up.
And I bet you $1 million that's the ball flight that you would see if it didn't.
Yeah.
So it's about finding that balance. It's about finding what works. So I think what we saw with this golf club is it definitely favored the shot shape that you would prefer to see. You know, Trevino played a push cut where, you know, they both try to eliminate kind of the left-hand side of the golf course. And when we're fitting, we're looking for mismanagement. So I think, you know, even though this last shot wasn't perfect, it did give you the shot shape that we're expecting you to hit before you hit it. So I definitely think that this is closer to being correct than that upright club we tried before.
Oh, way closer.
Yeah. One of the most interesting things that I've come across is what environment was Ben Hogan and Lee Trevino playing in? They played in a day where the club head designs maybe didn't have as much technology. We could say maybe the sweet spots were smaller. What about the golf ball?
It was soft and spinny.
Soft and spinny and curved like crazy, so you could hit it more crooked. The rough, was it harder conditions, or, you know, usually the rough was a little bit longer back in the day from the videos I've seen?
The rough was longer, the fairways were less manicured. Nothing was as pristine.
No, not, and you weren't making 30 footers because you didn't have rolling on a pool table. So everything was suggesting that the scores should be higher, but yet those guys still figured out how to shoot 65. How do you shoot 65 when you got no sweet spot on the club, a ball that wants to curve, the rough is longer, and the greens are longer and bumpier?
You swing it really good.
You have to swing it better. So the environment forced their swings to be better. There was more of a prerequisite back in the day to have a better golf swing. And I think that's where these flat lie angles started to come from, because there was just more of an emphasis to control your golf ball. And I think that that's where we started to see a lot of those guys in that generation play flatter lie angles, because being good off the tee and being good into the green was much more important than it is today. Wasn't such a bomb and gouge game.
Yeah, today's game has become more power, and those guys were more precision.
Absolutely. And I think when it comes to the average recreational golfer, I think giving them that precision, because we're not going to play, not everyone's going to go play on TV, but to go play better on a personal level, to have that level of precision, I think is what we're looking for. So the flat lie angles inherently, I think, produce better golf swings. We see them from way back in the day because golf was, I think, a little harder back then. And we're going to rise to our occasion because that's who we are as humans.
The moral of the story is you can talk to that fade, but the draw doesn't listen very well. So something I would recommend all of you experiment with is lie angles, and maybe a little flatter than you might think, because that could feed into making your golf swings even better. More rotary, more around you, keeping you in more flexion so you're not standing up and having to raise that handle up to hit it straight.
Absolutely. If you guys are following along with what Milo's doing and you guys are loving kind of what he's preaching in the golf swing to really create a passive club face with a lot of rotation, I think you would be doing yourself a huge favor bending those golf clubs a couple degrees flatter, because I think it'll promote that motion itself.
I got to hit one more with that thing. That's pretty interesting that.
Well, so here's so this club droops so much that it's actually not as long as you think it is. It's actually becomes a shorter club when
I can see when I hit it though, only the toe hit the ground.
Exactly.
So the heel never touched the grass.
Yep. So the heel does not touch the ground with that golf club. Now, so what's interesting is
that's like,
if you're not losing ball speed, lie angle's free game.
Yeah. If
I hit 120 ball speed with the upright one and 120 ball speed with this one, just go off the direction of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super flat.
Did you stand wider?
No, I just hit it normal. I work good with flat
I'll
clubs.
hit a lot of shots like that. It's hard to hit the ground with it. Try it again. You'll hit a lot of thin ones like that.
Well, Henry's swing is quicker transition than mine.
Mm-hmm.
So he changes. I think that one's my club.
Yeah, I would say me and you have more of a similar transitional pattern, where we kind of like float it and then let it fall.
Uh-huh. Yours is just more, it's much more shallow just because of the depth of your arm. You get your arm structure more in here and then go this way with it. And mine's up here. It shallows out, but it's coming from up high.
Yeah, see, the look that you have that I never get is I like hands out club back.
Yep.
Carl Peterson's got my favorite swing ever.
I love his golf.
Tiger strike.
That's the one.
Tiger strike.
Tiger strike. Are you kidding me?
Dead nuts.
Sign him up.
Sign me up for super soft.
Yes, sir.
Hope you all liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe. Come visit Chad and the boys over at Foreward Golf to get you fit up. Equipment that's going to be the best you've ever had. And come visit us at milolinesgolf.com where we can teach you to swing like an athlete.
Milo, thank you so much for having me out.
It's awesome.